Super professional intro with no music so I don't get copyright struck. Struck. Yeah! Hello there, my name is Wimp and welcome to the refit of the old open cockpit utility HoverExcavator HoverExtractor. So this was my biggest HV miner and it was supposed to be a 4-person vehicle. As you can see, it's got the laser drills and some drill turrets, and there are 3 of them, therefore making up 4 people. And yes, this was the design. So changes for the new one then. There's quite a lot to talk about. So first of all, I'm going to downgrade the drills to mechanicals. It has a Gatling gun just to help kill drones. I think I'm probably going to put 2 on. I'm going to reduce the number of seats to 3, and it's going to be the driver, who obviously controls the fixed drills, and then 2 drill turrets. And I'm going to rearrange the seats so that the driver's in the middle and then the 2 seats are on the outside of this cockpit area, 1 block space between. And then I'm probably going to put the Gatling guns on that block and that block in between the seats, probably. I was thinking, I was playing around with the idea of changing this about, because I don't want the seats down here anymore on these little platforms. So I was thinking, I was playing with the idea of maybe moving that drill turret to the side of this area and making this platform bit smaller. I also had the idea of putting it here instead. I think I'm going to actually leave the drill turrets where they are, just so that when your friends who are helping you mine are in these turrets, I don't want them to be too disorientated. I know that the driller... Let me turn my head back on. Yeah, I know that the driller has a spot for the drill turret and it's upside down, but I think upside down is better than on the side, because it's very little different, especially when you're in the hole that you've mined. Either way, you know, there's rock above you and rock below you and rock to the side of you. So, but I think I'm going to leave them there. I'm also going to follow my civilian vehicles have retractable turrets rule on this vehicle, which would make this thicker, which I'm okay with. I think I'm going to make it slightly better armed as well. This one's only got 2 Gatling turrets, but the driller, the next vehicle down, has 2 Gatling turrets, so I want this to be a bit more of an upgrade. So I'm going to leave those there. Again, they're going to be retractable, so the thruster will probably move down to there, and that will just be the retractable turret. And then I think on the side of this I'm going to put 2 more, 1 on each side. This scaffolding stuff across the top, originally I was thinking I was going to lower this stuff so that it was on the bottom of the same block. Oh, it actually is on the block above, isn't it? Is it? No, it's not. No, okay. So I was thinking actually I would move it to there, so it was kind of flush with the back part. And I then thought I would get rid of this because there's no seats here. It's a bit of comfort in case it rains, you know, role play. You don't want to get wet when you're sat in that. So I was thinking I would get rid of that when I lowered the middle one down. But then I thought, well, neither of these 2, the next ones down, have the stuff going over the top. So using my brain mind, as Spanch would say. I thought this would actually look better without all of that gubbins across the top. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is remove those. What else? So I want this to be slightly bigger. So this gap down the middle, I'm going to fill it in similar to how the enclosed version is. Yes, I know this looks stupid, and when I come to refit this, I'm going to completely redesign it. I don't think it works as just an adaptation of this one. But yeah, so I'm going to fill it in. I'm going to leave a spot there for a shield, and I'm going to make this upgradable to tier 4 so that you can put a shield in. It's going to be, I'm planning, tier 3, the new one. The thing is that the shield is 15,400 CPU, which is half of the tier 3 CPU, just over half. Now I'm not too worried about this because I know I'm not going to have the mobile constructors on this like I did with the other two, the two lesser miners. I don't know how many RCSs I'm going to have either. Oh yeah, tool turrets is another thing. So I don't think I'm going to have 3, but I am going to leave a spot on the back where these docking pads are, so that you can put a 3rd just to help clear out any pointies under the vehicle. Another thing I'm going to do is the hover engines are going to have some down the center line like this one to help while you're mining, because this was actually the worst vehicle I ever used for mining when it comes to rocking backward and forward over the uneven ground of the hole you've dug. It was fucking awful. So yeah, there'll be lots of that, and then I'll have to leave the space for, like I said, the 3rd drill turret for clearing out the pointies. Anything else I need to mention? The lights are going to go here, and this will be 3 lights in a shape that I can't be bothered to describe any more than that. I think that's really everything. Yeah, I think that's the plans anyway, with the how it's built. Right, so let's go through the devices. As usual now, I have my starter arrow ready and my pockets full of the devices I want. As I said, I want this to be tier 3, so there's the CPU extenders. But like I said, I'm thinking, I highly doubt I'm going to have 15,400 CPU spare going. If I do, I will put a shield in it. Although I was thinking if I have... So these drill turrets are 3,000 CPU. So if there's 3,000 spare, I will put the 3rd one on the bottom here, which is more likely than the shield. But yeah, I still need to be mindful of leaving space for the tier 4 extenders. Generator wise is an interesting thing. So I think 2 will be fine, but I'm going to allocate 3 on this arrow just in case 2 isn't enough. If it turns out that 2 is enough, I'm just going to replace that 3rd with a fuel tank, where, you know, once it's built. Bringing me onto the fuel tanks, the driller over there has 10 in total, 8 large and 2 small, I think. Wrong button. Fuel tanks, 10 in total with 2 small, yeah. So I'm thinking this new bigger one is probably gonna have, yeah, 10 total, large. Now I have got some small ones in my pocket. As usual, this is my possibles down here. So just in case there's a space that might need filling, that I could put a small fuel tank in, but not a large one, I've got them there. Then, of course, it's these big hover engines. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do it. So they're going to be a similar shape here and here. So I'm probably going to have those four. Yeah, there will do. And as I said earlier, there will be some down the centre line. Oh, I haven't done that right, have I? I don't know whether I'm going to do 4 as well down the centre line. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, I think so, but I will see. Yeah, so 8 of those, definitely. Then I want its primary thrust to be these T2 large. Have I got the right ones? T2 large, yes I have. So, I mean, as you can see, it's quite a chunky vehicle. Especially compared to these. And what do this one have, the driller? Normal large. T1 large. Okay. So it's possible then I'm going to need... I think I might do 4 forwards and maybe 4 reverse and 3 in the sideways. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. So let me just plonk these on. Right, seats wise, as I said, it's going to be a 3-seater. Yep. Right, let me get the next lot of stuff out. Oakley dokley. So, like the original, the maximum 6 drills, unless that's changed since I last played. No, maximum amount 6. It's going to have one of those for clearing trees if there are any in the way above where you want to dig. Like I said, it'll have 2 drill turrets. If, like I said, if I have 3,000 spare CPU at the end, I will put a 3rd, but I'm not going to bother allocating it here. Right. The 4 Gatling turrets. That's not where I wanted you to go. That's where I wanted you to go. Okay, 4 of those. Oh, yeah, I forgot the fixed weapons, didn't I? Did I? Yes, I did. Okay. And 2 of these. Again, for clearing out drones. And, of course, the usual one of those and one of those. Because of course it would have those. Right, next lot of stuff. Right, so the next lot of stuff will be an O2 station. Now, the driller has 2 seats, but 3 tanks. So I think I might do a similar ratio with this. 3 seats, 4 tanks. 1 tank per person, plus an extra one for redundancy, maybe. I don't know if I want to do 3 fridges. I'm not entirely sure 3 fridges is going to be necessary. 1 fridge each. It might be necessary actually, so I think I'll allocate it. And then these mining vehicles always seem to have 2 armor lockers, so I might as well. Oh. No, they don't always have 2, do they? Because this one has none. So, none, 2... I don't think 4's necessary. 3's fine. 2 is fine even. God, there are 3 kinds of people in this world. Those that can count and those that can't. Right then, so... as far as storage is concerned, most of this back area is going to be extensions for the ore and wood. And the ammo is going to probably be the floor that you sit on, I think. Yeah, I think that would work. But I don't know exactly how many extensions that's going to be, so I haven't bothered getting them out. So they're there. Docking pads, probably 4. I mean, yeah, that's right, docking pads. Yeah. 4 of those. And then there's not much left now, so hover boosters, the lights, and then that's it, yeah, apart from the extensions. So, I think 3 jump boosters will be fine, and then the lights I don't really need to worry about because they're only 1 each in CPU. So all I need now then is to plot these on. Okay. So the rest of the CPU then will be armor. Or, well, hull. It won't be armoured. So construction wise, it's going to be steel, maybe some carbon in the floor. I think I will give it a window, much like this one. Oh, and that one. Actually, I was going to say, I'm sure it's got one already. Yeah, so yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm ready. So the plan has been planned. Yes. Oh, yeah, and in the possibles as well, I've got some smaller thrusters and some of the smaller hover engines just in case. It might need an RCS or 3, possibly. And some cargo boxes just in case I can find some space, or a space needs filling. I'll see what I can come up with, but that's the plan. Oh. Yeah, no, there's definitely not enough for a shield. So I will have to leave a gap for the shield and the pentaxid tank. Rightio then, I'm going to get started. Oh, actually, just so I don't forget it, since there is enough left. Hello, can you, yeah, and then turn around. Just so I don't forget that I can put that on the back, and that's still within CPU. I mean, that's good to know if I need anything else, like more fuel or more, especially more of these if I need them, that I've got plenty of CPU to play with. Cool. Righto then, so I'm going to get started and I'll bring you back when I got something to show you. See you in a bit. Okay, dokie, I've got this so far. Yes. What do I need to mention then? So I've got some spots here that on this one are taken up by the drills and the cargo boxes. Now I did move all the seats forward, so it's 1 block longer from this back wall compared to this one. That's because I wanted a clear 2 block gap behind the seats, whereas this one only had a 1 block gap, which means it's going to be 2 longer. I have got this wall here 2 blocks wider, like I said in the plan, which means this flat bit here is now 2 blocks. There's a couple of spots for generators. I'm planning to put one in there, and then one there and one there. If 2's enough, then I'm just going to put blocks there probably, or maybe, yeah, maybe a steel block there, an extension there, which most of this carbon substrate will become, and then I can probably get rid of that slope. I'm not sure if I like it or not. Other changes, so there are 4 reverse thrusters. I allocated 3 on this one. I've moved all this stuff out the way so I could take the screenshot for the thumbnail for the refitting of video, in case you're wondering why it's over there. 2 of the lateral thrusters are in place. I did think about moving this whole section back by a block so I could have another thruster there, which is possible in here, but it does mean I would have to get rid of what I've already done here. So I changed that slope a little bit in order to make a bit more sense compared to this one. I probably will do the handrails, probably, but I'll have to see whether I do it 2 blocks up or just one, because the thing is, this scale is not right at all. If I'm standing on, and I'm not going to be able to get it quite right, but oh, I don't know, you could probably, no, you can't hold on to that, no way. So yeah, it might come up by a block, that handrail. Is there anything else I need to mention? So I originally had these thrusters pointing, sticking out by the block, by the nozzle, and the lights were actually there, but I didn't like the way the nozzles looked in front of this, so I decided to move the lights, and I wasn't sure. I put them there, and I wasn't sure that was going to be enough because they seem quite wide. Do you know what? I'm not sure I like them there either. I know I've got those up there. I did play around with putting them under here, but I think they're too low. The thing is, I don't want them here because that's blocking, that's a bit of armour in front of the thruster. Actually, I think, yeah, I think I am actually going to put them there. Yep, I'll do that in a minute. Rightio then, so, yes, it's coming along. So all of this, it will be, like I said, extensions. I'm planning to put the ammo controller in the floor there, and then the ore and wood there. So the Wi-Fi will be there to separate them. I might leave all of this from where it comes down from the slope there. I'm probably going to leave all of that as carbon substrate. I'm thinking I might upgrade at least this bit here to steel. I'm not sure it's needed. Maybe just that one block actually. Well, there we go. That's what I've got so far. So yeah, the devices and then the back end is next. So I will see you in a bit. Okie dokie, my progress. Yes. Do you know, I think I prefer this one to the original. And I loved the original. I wasn't too keen on this when I built it actually. It sort of blends in when you look at it from a distance. But yeah, this new one just feels proper chunky and robust and stuff. Right, so I've got all the thrusters on, and 4 of the hover engines. I haven't got the mining ones on just yet for down the middle. I did realise that I don't need to replace this carbon substrate with extensions. I can put the extensions under this because that would take up this block of space, and there's still, I mean, I'm not going to have any blocks below it, but it won't be scraping along the floor because there's still a block space beneath where the extensions are going to go before the floor. So, plans, ideas. I'm thinking, I was thinking about putting the core right at the front. Now, the last vehicle I built, or it might have been the vehicle before, it might have been this actually, the hover sled. I remember saying in one of the refitting of videos that I normally put the core in a, like, not completely vulnerable, but more vulnerable place than the CPU extensions, because I think if your core is going to get blown up, I would rather the core explode and leave all of the expensive components, especially the CPU extenders, which is why I tend to like leaving them separate. So I think what I'm actually going to do is put the CPU extenders here, leave a gap on either side for the tier 4s. They'll be accessed through shutters here. Yeah, I think the core would do better at the front if it's going to get blown up. I would rather lose all of this and then you lose the core. You can come back in your tank and recover this. If you put it in the middle, the core, along with the CPU extenders, if you are going to get your core destroyed, you're going to be losing the container extensions, the CPU cores. You're probably going to be losing whatever's in the containers. It's just better to have it out here. So I think I'm going to do that. The RCSs, I think, might be there and there, perhaps, as in like that, maybe? Yeah, I think I might do that. And then the Wi-Fi would probably be in that block. Yeah, so I think that's going to be the plan. And then the fuel, so this space isn't going to need to be all container extensions for ammo, because that's a lot of ammo for a mining vehicle. So I'm thinking the fuel is going to be here, maybe. I was going to say maybe I should separate it from the core then. Because if you're going to lose your core and it's going to be surrounded by fuel, the fuel will chain detonate and blow up all the extensions, which kind of defeats the object of putting the core at the front, really. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to be doing about that then. So actually I could get 8 fuel tanks there. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, plan, I got a plan. They'll be separated from the core by 2 blocks. That would work. I mean, unless you're getting shot from here, but even then I think that's kind of an okay solution. Righto then, there we go, that's the progress so far and the plan for the next little bit. So, oh, apart from this detector, I still haven't decided where this should go. Yeah, I don't really know. So I don't want anything above that block. Otherwise I might as well build this roof. So like something like that grating will be going. Could go on the back maybe. I could build a something shape for it to go. I could even just do something like that. Maybe. Give a bit of shape there. Yeah, okay, cool. Plans! Hooray! Hooray for me! Righto then, see you in a bit. I'm getting there. So, RCSs. I put 2 down here, as I said in the last clip. And I checked the stats, and the yaw was something like 27. And I was like, what? All those thrusters and 2 RCSs, and the yaw is 27. So I went to debug and turned on center of mass, and the blue circle or sphere was up here somewhere, of course, because I moved the arrow with all the devices on them, on it, right out here somewhere, didn't I? So I moved as much as I felt like I needed to onto the vehicle, and so all that's left is 2 more. Oh no, I've already done the docking pads. So the other hover engines down the centre for mining, and the hover boosters for jumping. That was all that was left on the arrow when I took it out. Now, as you saw, the yaw on this now is 42. Without any RCS at all, 42. That's pretty good going, considering she's a chunky one. So, yes. Right, let me show you what I've done. I will cover it more in the tour, but there are red blocks in here that can be removed and replaced with a shield generator, protected with a shutter and a little bit of steel. Yes. Then at the front, hang on a minute, let me turn that centre of mass off. There we go. So at the front, in here I was thinking would be the pentaxid tank. I will do signal logic to stop that happening, but pentaxid tank there, and then, as I think I said already, the extenders go in here. You would remove those, and then the red blocks to put in the tier 4s. Again, there's a little bit of steel to protect, just in case a locky shut off from a drone. +1 in the comments if you understand that reference. Yeah, so I might still need RCS, because obviously I haven't done any of the container extensions yet. But it's looking okay, isn't it? It's looking okay. Definitely plenty of room. Alright, so there we go. Right, that's that's the progress so far. Yes, really liking this version actually. Oh yeah, I did that for the O2 stations, and in here is the O2 tanks, which are visible in here, but obviously you won't be able to get to them from in there. But yes, so I think I'm going to do some little cargo boxes along here, just for, you know, personal equipment. And then, oh, fridges. I didn't feel right having 4. I don't know. I might do actually a medium cargo box on top of these lying flat fuel tanks, and then another fridge on top of these standing upright fuel tanks, maybe. But I haven't yet decided. I do know, by the way, it is a bit weird that you would have to climb over the armor locker to get into the seat. Can I do anything with that, maybe? Oh. Yeah, I think I could, actually. I might move the armor lockers to the other side of the seat and just have a small cargo box at the front. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. But it's still only going to have 2 fridges. I know it's not many, but considering by the time you get to this sort of level, because the unlock of these tall turrets is 20. Hover vehicle, tall turret, level 15. Okay, so I don't know. I think by the time you get there, you probably got some field rations and stuff. I just can't find anywhere else for another fridge to go. unless I don't have the small cargo boxes. I think it would be nice just to have somewhere to put odds and sods. Yeah, I think 2 fridges will do. Cool, here we go then. Right, so that's the progress so far. So the next time you see it, it'll be finished building, and then it'll be ready for a test drive. Yippee! So I'll see you in a bit. Right, I've finished building, and it's ready for a test drive. But first, I have made some changes. So I removed the thrusters from here and put headlights there instead. And I moved the thrusters to here. I added more there. That helped improve the yaw. I have done a little bit of the device grouping and the custom signals and shortcuts, just ready for the test drive. But mainly I've done the max lift and grouping the hover engines. There are now 6 RCSs. I've put 3 there under the driver's seat and the 2 armor lockers. I changed my mind and I'm putting the armor lockers back there, but anyhow. So there are lots of hover engines on the bottom now. So the 4 on the extremities are on by default. And then the 6 down the center line are the mining hovers, as demonstrated thusly. And then these 4 at the back are the max lift. There we go. Which are independent of the mining hovers. Unlike the driller, which has 1 hover engine which is shared. On top of that, there are now more thrusters in the back, and some of those are on the max lift as well. The RCSs are all on the max lift too. So, with max lift on and all those thrusters and all the RCSs, 52 in the yaw, 64 forwards, 48 backwards. Now, strafing is still a bit meh. I really couldn't think of where I could put additionals. I could maybe, because the original's got some there, but I don't think I could get the large thrusters in these spots. It might have to be medium tier 2s if I were to add any. CPU wise, 29 and a bit, so getting up there. What else? Oh yeah, so I've done all the extensions. The ammo controller is 3000. Now that's quite a lot considering it's not a military or a combat vehicle, but there was space for more extensions, so I thought, well, why not? And then the ore and wood is 13,000, which is not to be sniffed at, I don't think. What's the van? 19. Wait, close. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. Now, this one has 2, and they're nowhere near. So, even the 2 of them isn't even 4,000. So, not even 4,000 up to 13. That's pretty decent. I changed this slightly. That now faces inward, and I've put glass there to help protect it. As you can see, the handrail is in. Anything else? I think that's it, actually. Oh, I did that for the detector, which I quite like. Yeah, okie dokie. So I'll see you down on the planet for a quick test drive. See you down there. Okie dokie. I've spawned it in. Now before the test drive, I want to give it a test walk. So I know I'm going to have to jump up that. Okay. It's a bit meh. It's better than the original. When I built the original, I don't know if you noticed, there was a half block step. I was hoping that the player would actually step up that, but it's not to be. Right. Okay, I'm going to have to keep my eye on the power. Okay, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get away with 2 generators. Yeah, okay, let me turn... Oh, I'm not in GM mode anymore. G mode. GM mode. Right, I'm going to turn that generator off. Where is it? Oh, there we go. I'm inside it now. Come on. Oh, come on. Elion, go slow button, please. Right. So, max lift is still on? Yes. I think I'm going to leave the 3rd one on it, just so you don't need to do much when you upgrade it into a tier 4. What am I doing? And then put in a shield. Although it's possible you might need more. Yeah, it's possible you might need more power with a shield. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so I think that'll do. Is it pitching forward? No, I'm just on a slight hill. Am I? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, with max lift on and it's empty, it handles pretty well, considering it's chonk. It's okay with max lift off. So I think you can sort of choose to have decent performance while it's empty, and then it gets worse when you're full of stuff. Oh, I was planning to fill it full of stuff and see, but to be honest, I can't be bothered. Lazy wimp. Yeah, so either that, or you could have max lift off while you're normally driving around, and then only turn it on with your full, and then you'll have slightly worse performance empty and slightly better performance when full. Yeah, I I mean, if it was me, I would leave max lift off until I needed it, but that's just me. Righto then. I'm not sure actually if it needs all of these hover engines, but I did just think that 13,000 is a lot. Ooh. So originally I had these thrusters out by 1 more block, so that the nozzles were sticking out from the back. If I put them back there again, there would be room for more generators if they were needed. Interesting. Yeah, I might do that actually, although there's no way to access it. I've put all these little access shutters around. Oh, I couldn't get these to work independently of that. I had that producing its own signal, that producing its own signal, and then I set them. I set both those signals to a 2 times OR, and then do you know what? I don't even need that anymore either. And then I had that one as manual, and these two would trigger each other. Now, that was fine for opening, but they wouldn't close each other. I don't know why, it just wouldn't. Oh! Okay. I could move them out and put an access shutter here. Yeah, okay, I think I'll do that. So, next time you see this then, it'll be painted, and I will have moved them out by one block and put the access shutters there. So, I will see you later. For me, it'll be tomorrow now. Right, see you in a while. Welcome back. It is painted. Also, there have been a few tweaks. I've put on the hazard lights, as you can probably see. I changed the shape on the top here. It was just kind of, you know, it was flat. So I thought something should go there. That's what I came up with. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I've moved these drills out forward by one block. I have changed the slopes that you walk up, other than these, because that's the only one available. But this and this are now the 2-to-1 gradient slopes instead of the 1-to-1 like those. And I think that's it. Oh, and I've added labels under all these shutters. So that you can see what's supposed to go in them. Yes. So there we go. Yeah, there we are. Right. Quite happy with the way it's painted. I do think it looks better than the original, but I think that's because on the original I overused this texture. That's probably what it is. And of course it's a nicer shape. I'm not entirely sure about these turrets being that colour, but in my palette that kind of earthy brown colour is my harvest colour, and I think it's better to have those turrets in that harvest colour because it differentiates them from a weapon. Yeah, I quite like the fact that you can see instantly that it's not a weapon, it's a tool. So I think I'm probably going to leave it. Although, unlike the sled over here, I didn't bother painting the harvester module and the drills in that harvest colour. Yeah, I think it works on that vehicle. I don't think it will on this. I mean, like I said, I'm not too convinced about it working on there, but it's sort of, I think it's needed. Or maybe I could do something like... No, I don't like that either. And obviously I've used the black for the turrets. Not that that colour is meant to be, you know, weapons only, but anyway, mumble. Oh, and I moved this handrail back a little bit. It just looked a bit odd. So I reduced it. I think it looks better. Oh, and as you can see, I've also added a little bit of decoration, which is nice. Righto then, so next time you see it, the devices will be grouped and named, and the signal logic will be done, and it'll be finished. So, I will see you in a while, however long that takes. Right, that's it. It's all finished. Hooray! Yeah, everything's named, everything's in its correct device group. I have left shields. I'm blind. There we go. Category 3. I've left that for the shield, obviously. You can either put the pentaxid tank in that, or I normally put it in with the fuel, but that's up to you. But there we go. So I hope you get some enjoyment out of this, and I hope you get some use out of it as well. Hopefully I'll either see you in the other video for this build, the tour, or in a different video for another build. So thank you very much, and goodbye. Super professional outro! Just to give you time really to remove this video from your watch later list or something.